Thanks to our studio audience for joining us today on Delmarva Life. To find out how you can become a member of our studio audience, visit delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab or call the number on your screen, 443-880-9116. And it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
It is.
Glad you're back. Imagine a world without it. Sound like a movie there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine a world without social media. It's kind of hard to do now.
I don't even want to think about it. In fact, new research says social networking like Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace are actually more addictive than cigarettes or alcohol. But what if you had to give it up? Could you do it?
Well, WVOC's Karina Paisa asked 4 Salisbury University students that question, and they took her up on the challenge. A full week without social media.
Social media is just a part of life for Ashley Ramirez.
It's kind of like second nature to me. I check my, Facebook just as much as I check to see if I have a text message.
She thinks giving it up will be tough, but she's up for the challenge.
It's how things used to be. Like, it was real life before, social media kind of skyrocketed. I guess just kind of taking a step on like the old school side, seeing if I can live how people did back then.
Classmate Brian Kratz says he's ready too.
Feeling pretty good. I think I can do it, but I guess I'm excited to check it out, see if I can.
We follow along as he and the rest of the group give it a try.
I'm staying home from work today, so I think it's going to be an interesting challenge just because it's something I would probably do all day. Just, you don't really have a reason to go on Facebook. You kind of just go there and waste time for a couple hours.
So how do they do? You'll just have to tune in to find out.
And Karina joins us in the studio to tell us more about this challenge. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, fulfilling a childhood dream, being a guest of a talk show.
Okay, so this is a fascinating topic that you opened up. What would you say was their biggest challenge?
Well, I would say most of them have smartphones, and that kind of consolidates all of your social media in one place. So whenever anything would happen, they would be getting notifications. It's the same thing when you get an email that says you've been tagged in a photo or somebody wrote on your wall. So I think they found that even though they were trying to kind of not be a part of the social media world, it still existed. They couldn't escape it. It was still very much there.
Now, you said that one of the participants actually went as far as to get rid of everything.
Right, to get rid of the temptation, her strategy was to just go ahead and deactivate her Facebook and do the same thing with her Twitter. So it was a little easier for her.
Wow.
Well, now that's going to lead to a lot of time on your hands. What do they do to keep themselves busy?
Well, this is kind of funny, and I think, you probably got a kick out of Ashley, who we just saw, who said, yeah, this is how it used to be, talking about it's like back in the Stone Ages or something. Well, I think a common theme was they all said, we had so much more time on our hands. We were so much more productive. Brian, who you also saw there, he said, rather than getting in touch with somebody through Facebook, I had to call them on the phone.
Oh, wow.
No.
Which was weird.
It really struck him as weird.
Right, exactly, because they're so used to having social media. It's such a part of life. I mean, it launched back in 2004, which was only 8 years ago, but it's grown so much that already there are more than 845 million active users. Wow. And that's Facebook alone, not taking into account Twitter, MySpace, Google+, everything.
Did they tell you anything about how they felt when it was all done? I mean, that maybe they do want to go to the way it was back then.
Well, I think they were happy with the results, like I said, being more productive, having more time. I think they also learned to kind of differentiate between just wasting time, which is so easy to do when you're using social media, and then actually using it kind of for the more productive purposes, especially businesses now, a lot of them are on LinkedIn, and many of them are now looking at that next step in life, finding a job, so utilizing that in a more productive way rather than just kind of wasting time.
Wow.
Very interesting.
That's amazing. Well, I want to ask you more questions, but
we don't want to give it all away.
We don't want to give it away.
Exactly, the big teaser, were they able to do it?
Could they do it? You need to catch Karina's special report, The Social Media Experiment, tonight, WBOC News at 10 on Fox 21. Thank you for coming in,
Thank
Karina.
you. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
seeing
Wow.
that.
It's gonna
Yes,
be-
definitely. Well, up next on Delmarva Life, we're in the kitchen with the fountains in Salisbury.